Okay. I'm just sharing my screen with you. Okay, now you should be able to see my screen. Okay, so I just want us to do question 1.3. I don't think anybody asked any questions. Okay, but if anything comes along, like I said before, just switch on your mic and then we will deal with your question. All right. So this is the last exercise that I'm doing with you in terms of bank recon or in terms of learning unit 1. But guys, please do the other exercises. I really do hope you did 1.9. It's much like 1.3. Okay. But the reason why I was asking you to do it is because I want you guys to get used to the process, because if you understand the process, then regardless of how they ask it, you'll be more than able to actually answer the question because you know the process. Okay, right. But anyway, into question 1.3, under the required, they're saying calculate the correct bank balance. Okay, on 30 June 2007. Okay, how do we calculate the correct bank balance? Okay, we would have to do the bank reconciliation process. Okay, let me show you here. So we'd have to compare, basically do this process, and then arrive here at the amended bank account in the general ledger to get the actual correct bank balance. Can you see that? This is why I'm saying if you know your process, then you know, how do I arrive at the correct bank balance? It's after I've done these 3 steps and then I've completed step 4, then at the end of step 4, then I will have done so. Okay, then it also says complete the bank reconciliation statement. So in essence, you're doing all of this stuff. Okay, they're just asking it in a different way. Okay, right. Okay, so let's get into it. We see there the following information has been taken from the books, okay, on 30 June 2007. Okay, all right. The following bank reconciliation was drawn up. So they've given us the bank reconciliation for May 2007. Okay, last month's bank reconciliation basically, but very interesting. There, can you see it says balance as per bank statement unfavorable. Okay, so in my textbook, this is not, the 16,200 is not in brackets. I'd advise you to just put that in brackets just to make your life easy. Okay, right. All right, and then we have outstanding deposit 2,400. Then we have outstanding checks. So can you see they've just spun it around there? They started with outstanding deposits instead of starting with outstanding checks, but it's okay. Then we have the outstanding checks CC 114, 1,690. We have CC 154, 2,140. Okay. Then we have correction of incorrect check. Okay, 2,900. Okay. Okay. Right. So there, can you see balance as per bank account? Can you see they haven't given it to you? So my advice to you is we might as well calculate this now, because we're going to need this as the opening balance to our bank account. Okay, so we might as well just calculate that now. Let's see, where do I want to do this? Let's do this in the chat together. So here we have a negative 16,200. Okay, because we had a negative, an unfavorable bank account. Then we have a deposit of 2,400. So that should be positive, right? That should be positive. Then we have a outstanding checks. So these are things we should pay, all right, but have not been recognized by the bank, or have paid but has not been recognized by the bank. Okay, so then also there negative 2,140. Okay, and then correction of incorrect check. Okay, let's see. If you go to additional information 2.5, they talk about this check because we need to verify, is this money coming in or money leaving us? Okay, so there under 2.5, under additional information or the information provided, it says the correction of incorrect check 2,900 refers to a check that was incorrectly debited twice by the bank. Okay, so this is money that they need to give us. This error has still not been corrected by the bank. Okay, so we then now need to, that's going to be a positive. Okay, because they debited our account. We know that the debit side is the negative side. That's where money is leaving us. Okay, so then what is the total? Somebody tell me, what is then the total? What is then the total? Our balance as per bank account, what is it? Aha, thank you, Callum. It's a negative 14,730. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, you could even put this in brackets if you wanted to. Okay, perfect. All right, so we're sorted in that regard. I've jotted that down in my book. Okay, and then I proceed to the next thing. Then it says a comparison of the cash book for June, the above bank reconciliation statement, and the bank statement for June show the following. Provisional totals of in the cash book on 30 June 2007 were as follows. Okay, so can you see they haven't given us the cash receipts this time? They haven't given us bank deposit slips. They haven't given us the check counterfoil. All they've given us is the provisional totals for the cash book receipts and the cash book payments. Okay, all right, cool. So we know that when we get to step number 4, where we're amending the totals for our cash book receipts and cash book payments, we know that we're going to use those totals at the beginning. Okay, anyway, let's proceed. Let's go on. It says the outstanding deposits at the end of May for 2,400 appear in the bank statement on 2 June. So what are they telling us? End of May, the outstanding deposit at the end of May. So they're referring to the bank reconciliation statement. Can you see that there's a deposit there? The first amount after the 16,200. That outstanding deposit, they're saying that it appears in the bank statement. So what can we do there? We can tick that off. Okay, it's been dealt with, and we cancel out 2.2. We know it's done. Then we move on to the next one, 2.3. 2.3 says check number CC114 still did not appear in the bank statement for June 2007. This check was originally written out to Food Bank SA as a donation on 24 December 2006. Okay, remember, when are we doing our books for? We're doing for June. And if this check was written out to Food Bank in December, that's 6 months back. 100% column, it's a stale check. Okay, so that means we go to CC114 and we just write there stale. So we know that it's a stale check. And then this amount then needs to be rectified in which journal? Where do we rectify this? What do we write next to it? CRJ, 100%. It needs to go to the CRJ. Can you see how they're testing you guys? They haven't given you a bank statement. They haven't given you the other stuff I mentioned earlier, but they're giving you this time information. If you don't know your process, you're not going to manage with this question. Okay? Then let's go on to 2.4. So we've dealt with that. We can cross it out. Okay? Check number CC14154 appeared in the bank statement on 4th June for 2,740. An investigation reveals the bank statement amount was correct. Okay, so they're saying check number CC154, it did appear in the bank statement, but for 2,740, which was actually the correct amount. Okay, so what that means is we understated this payment. Okay, so how do we rectify this? We first say, okay, since what we said it was for 2,100. Okay, actually we can do the maths in our heads. I see it's very straightforward. In the bank statement it was 2,740. In our CPJ it was 2,140. Okay, we see that in the bank reconciliation statement. So the difference there you can see is 600 Rand. Okay, so if this check that we wrote out was only for 2,140, okay, but it was supposed to be for 2,740, it means that we need to add 600 Rand in our CPJ. That needs to come off of that. So just right there, you can go to the bank reconciliation statement for May and you can put CPJ, okay, and circle that and put plus 600 Rand. Okay, and then we can also then cancel out 2.4. We've dealt with what needs to be done there. Okay, then we go to 2.5. 2.5 says the correction of error check 2,900 refers to a check that was incorrectly debited twice by the bank. Okay, the error still has not been corrected by the bank. Okay, so this 2,900, the very last well, second last line item in the bank reconciliation, it hasn't been dealt with. So if something hasn't been dealt with in the bank reconciliation for the previous month, where do we need to correct this, or where must it be corrected? Somebody tell me. If they haven't dealt with the bank reconciliation statement for June, 100%, okay? If they didn't fix it in May, we're going to put it in the bank reconciliation for June, all right, so that they do fix it, okay? So there you can just put BR. Thank you very much, Etienne. Okay, so then we can cancel out 2.5 as well, all right? And then we go on to the next one. It says cash receipts showed an amount of 10,400 on 30 June 2007. That did not appear in the bank statement. Okay, so here they're telling us that there's an outstanding check. An outstanding deposit. Okay, so here this needs to be put in the bank recon. Okay, it's an outstanding deposit. Okay, fine, no problem. We can cancel that out. We've made notes somewhere that we need to do that. Okay, then we go to the next one, 2.7. The bank statement showed the following charges. Okay, bank charges, all right, interest on overdraft. If they're saying the bank statement showed the following charges, what they're saying is it was on the bank statement, but it did not show in our books. Okay, so interest on overdraft 840. Okay, dishonored check for 1,120 originally received from B Brown for 1,180 in the settlement of her debt. So all of these things are going to the CPJ. Okay, a stop order to the insurance company for 4,800. Okay, CPJ as well. Okay, that dishonored check is a return to drawer. Okay, sometimes they'll say dishonored check, sometimes they'll say return to drawer. Okay, so all of those are going to the CPJ. Just make a note of that. Okay, then 2.8, it says an investigation revealed that the bank has paid the insurance policy twice. Therefore, the actual amount is 2,400. Okay, this mistake was also made last month. Okay, they have promised to rectify the matter and to refund the amount to the business. Okay, so since the bank made a mistake, that 2,400 needs to be rectified in the bank recon. Okay. Okay. All right. So we can put BR next to that. Then the bookkeeper is in possession of 2 checks that she has not entered, as she is not sure what to do. Okay. Check number CC203 for 1,700 issued to Hilux Traders, dated 12 July 2007. Okay. All right. So this is a payment. Okay. This is a check, and it's for Hilux Traders. We are not Hilux Traders. Okay. So this can be recorded in the bank reconciliation statement, and it also needs to be recorded in the bank account. She's in possession of them. It means that she did not actually send them to the bank. Okay, so it needs to be recorded in our books, and it needs to be recorded in the bank statement. Okay, so there you put BR and your cash payments journal. Then the next one, you have check number CC104 received from M. Cleeti, Cleoeti, or something like that, a debtor for 2,500, dated for 26 July 2007. Okay, we're doing the books for June, so this is money we are supposed to receive. Okay, so we are not actually going to include this in the books for June. We're going to include it in the books for July. Okay, so we don't do anything with this, we leave it. So there you can put in brackets, do nothing, and you can cancel it out. Okay, then on the 2.10, it says the following checks appear in the cash book payments but not on the bank statement. So if it appears in the cash book payments or the CPJ but not in the bank statement, we know that this needs to be included in the bank recon. Thank you very much, Kellen. All right, then next one, 2.11, it says the bank statement showed an electronic transfer into our account from B March, a debtor 3,000. Okay, so if it's on the bank statement but it's not in our books, all right, where does this need to be recorded? This is a direct deposit, so where do we need to record this? The CRJ, 100%. All right, thank you very much. Then last one, bank statement received on 30 June showed an unfavorable balance of 15,344. Where are we going to use this? Bank statement received on 30 June. All right, so the bank statement that we received for the month of June amounted to the balance, it was an unfavorable balance of 15,344. That's the bank statement. Where are we going to use this amount? Or where do we need to use this amount? July bank account, okay. Nope, not exactly. Remember, we're doing the bank balance for 30 June, and we're doing the bank reconciliation statement for June as well, for 30 June as well. Whilst you guys think about that, I'm going to get to this right here. Okay. If your eyes are quick, I actually just showed you the answer. I actually just showed you the answer. Anybody? Okay. I'll put you guys out of your misery. We're using that in the bank reconciliation for 30 June. Remember, we're saying the balance as per the bank statement. What is the balance that we have? We have this balance, but this balance that we have on the bank statement does not match what we have in our bank. So we now need to actually reconcile it. Okay, so we're going to start at this point with the balance that they have and insert whatever missing amounts they have or errors they need to correct, and then we will arrive at the same bank balance. All right, does that make sense? So this is why it's so necessary that we obviously practice, because it's just one of those where it all makes sense when you've practiced it. If you're seeing it for the first time, then we will obviously be having problems if you are seeing it for the first time in your test or exam. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this calculation just so you guys can see. Okay, that's how we arrived at. Okay, so remember, balance as per bank account 1 June. Remember, we had to add up those amounts on the bank reconciliation. Okay, and that's how we, on the bank reconciliation for the month of May, to get our 1 June balance as per our bank. Okay, so that's how we got that 14,000 there. We had calculated it prior because we knew we were going to need it. Then provisional cash book total. Okay, so when they say cash book, they're referring to both the cash receipts and the cash payments. So in other words, we're now trying to see what is, remember, this is the opening balance on our bank account. Now we're saying what was our total receipts. Our total receipts was 112,000. And what was our total payments? It was 99,600. Okay. Okay, and the difference between those two, if you quickly calculate, you'll find is 12,400, a positive 12,400. Okay, now we jump into our adjustments. Okay, so everywhere where we had CRJ or CPJ, we now need to include those. The first place, when we go to the bank reconciliation for 30 May, we had that stale check, which we said needs to go into the CRJ, stale check. Okay, that was CC114. Okay, again, if you have any questions or thoughts, guys, please switch on your mic because I don't know, the chat doesn't seem to be going off, or I don't hear it because I'm talking. Okay, then the next one we had that outstanding check. For CC154, and we said there that was the 200 Rand. So I think somewhere we calculated it. Remember in the bank, let me just do this so we can all follow as to where this is coming from. 2740 is, I think, yes, 40 is what the bank had, and they had the correct amount. We had 2140. So that looks like it was just a finger error. So then obviously we have this was then a negative 600, okay, because it's a payment, it's money leaving us. Okay, so we've dealt with that. Then we have, what else do we have? Okay, nothing else in the bank reconciliation. Now we can go to each of the amendments. Okay, if you go to 2.5, Okay, that was something that need to be 2.5 is going to be rectified in the June bank reconciliation. Okay, the cash book receipts, that's bank reconciliation, that's fine. So we're going straight to 2.7. There we have bank charges. Okay, and that's 364 Rand. Again, that's money leaving us, so we need to put negatives there. Okay, then we have interest on overdraft. Okay, that was for 800 and 840. Okay, then we have a dishonored check, return to drawer side. Okay. Okay, and again we're putting that through the CPJ, and that's for 1,120. Then there's the stop order. Okay, and that was for 4,800. Okay, all right. Then 2.8, there was a 2,400. Okay, that was an error on the bank's side, so that's for the bank recon. Wait, let's just see, read that again. Says an investigation revealed the bank has paid insurance twice. The actual amount is 2,400. Okay, so insurance, can you see the stop order was for insurance? All right, the mistake was also made last month. Okay, so they paid twice this month and they paid twice last month. Okay, so we then need to, they have promised to rectify the matter and refund the amount to the business. Okay, so since we have recorded this 4,800, all right, let's do it like this. Error. Okay, so in May there was 2,400 that they took, and then also in June. Okay, and I'm writing this out for your benefit just so that you can see how we're arriving at what. Okay, and so this is money we need back. This is money they're supposed to pay back to us because they debited it twice. So they debited it once, which is correct, then they debited a second time, which was incorrect in May. They did the same thing in June, all right, 2,400, and then another 2,400. So then obviously the total, this is going to then be a positive 4,800 that they owe us. Okay, because what would have happened is we would have seen this insurance go off on our account and then recorded it in our books. Okay, which we have done. Can you see? We recorded 4,800. All right, but now we are saying this was insurance. Now we're saying no. Actually, so this is supposed to be 2,400. So now that's how we're rectifying it there. Okay, then we have, what else do we have for oh, there's the Hilux insurance. Remember our bookkeeper. So check, right, number, check number CC203. Okay, 1700. Oh, this is money leaving us, so that should be in brackets as well. Okay, all right, that's going to, we don't bother with that one, so that's fine. Okay, All right, and guys, you're canceling out these things as we go, so you know that you've dealt with them. The following checks appear in the cash payments, but not in the bank statement, so that's for the BR. Okay, bank statement showed electronic direct deposit. Okay, so that's for the cash receipts. We want that. So I'm on 2.11. So here we're saying you can say EFT, or you can say direct deposit. Okay, and that was for and that was for 3,000 Rand. So that's a positive. That's money coming in. Okay. Now, if you do the maths, you should arrive at this total here, 2,264. So that's the bank balance, the correct bank balance for the month of June. Okay. Okay. Very different type of question, but you're doing the same thing. Okay. Okay. Then the next thing they wanted us to do is to do the bank reconciliation. Simple stuff. We're now just inserting the information that that hasn't been that we labeled as BR. Okay. Okay. All right. So if we look in the bank reconciliation for May, the only thing that we needed was that correction. Remember, I told you corrections must come at the after the deposits. So here we have well, here they've done it the other way around. Usually we start with outstanding checks, then we do outstanding deposits, and then we do the errors and corrections. So here we'll then just have to start with, since we have outstanding checks there, we need to start with outstanding deposits. Okay. Where do we have outstanding deposits? I know we had them. So let's quickly check where we had BR. Okay. Okay, so 2.6. We have an outstanding deposit. Okay. Does it say the number? No, it doesn't. Okay, and that was for 10,400. Okay, are there any questions? Has anybody said it in the chat? Is everybody? Oh, there's two. 4,400. Okay. Oh, so you were calculating the things we were calculating. I remember we have those figures somewhere here. Thank you for that, Kellum. See? Yep. Yes. Correct. Thank you. All right. Awesome stuff. Cool. Then we have the correction of overpayment of debit order. So I just put insurance debit order, and that was for 4,800. Okay, cool. Let's see, is there anything else? So we've dealt with 2.8, 2.6. Okay. Then when it comes to outstanding checks, we have under 2.9. There's that check that the the bookkeeper was holding on to. Okay, and that was for 1,700. Okay, do we have any other outstanding checks? Yes, we have under 2.10. So let's just copy these right here. 197. And this is 199. Okay. Is there anything else? Okay. Oh yes, there was that amount of 2,900, that correction in the bank reconciliation statement that we hadn't actually included at the beginning. So correction, and the bank did not correct this for May. Correction of incorrect check. Okay, and that was for 2,900. Okay, I think I forgot to put in these amounts. So that was for how much? And that was for, oops, I'm getting it wrong. This is 1,480. And then this is 1,840. Okay, and if you do the maths there, you should arrive at the same bank balance as per bank account, which is what we calculated up top here. So, hey, unfortunately, this business is in the red. We ain't making enough money. But guys, are there any questions or thoughts? Anything you didn't understand? Are we all good? Is everybody happy? Yes. Definitely, Etienne. It really is just about practice. Okay. Yeah, it really is just about practice and having the process. Nope, we don't have any ice tasks yet. They are coming, but they're not yet. All right. Thank you, Tato. Thank you, Abigail. Thank you, Jonathan. All right. And Shakira as well. Okay. Guys, so I don't see you again this week. So my advice to you is next time I see you, I will be doing Unit 2. So please get on top of Unit 1. Do all the exercises you possibly can. Like I said, by the end of the weekend, I will have put up the videos. I'm going to try and do 1.9 with a different group. I'm going to do 1.9 with a different group so that we have that recording. So you're going to have 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and 1.9 as exercises on my YouTube channel that you can refer to. So yeah, that should be more than enough. And all the other exercises are pretty much theory related or slightly different. So you should be good. That said, guys, do enjoy the weekend and the day ahead. Okay. Cheers. Have a good one. Thank you very much. You are all welcome. Only a pleasure.